ever been on, maybe 3 were unbearable. Other than that, all of them were very pleasant conversations, very nice people, gentlemen. Everything was great. Yeah. No creepers, only 3 creepers. But it was pretty good. I very much enjoyed it. But I just really like getting dressed up. Or I did back in the day. Then I had kids, and now I don't really get dressed up very often because that shit's a lot of work. But back in the day, I really liked getting dressed up. And you know me, I'm really short, right? So it was a nice excuse to use my stiletto collection because I had a lot of stilettos. I had like a lot of stilettos. Now I only have like 9 pairs. Back in the day, I had a lot of stilettos. But it's fun. Dating is fun. You get dressed up. You have a nice conversation. You have a nice dinner. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. It's great. Sure, it hurts when you have to hold it for like 5 dates and eat foods that make you bloated. Oh, Skittles, then don't eat foods that make you bloated. But yes, it is nice when you are officially dating and everything's established. Then you could pass gas, burp, do whatever the fuck you want. I mean, I might be out there too, but I'm part of a super foreign religious community, and that's here. It's a hugely non-religious country. It's really hard to find a long relationship. Yeah, that definitely sounds more difficult. But we're kind of like the same. At least I find it so. People are awesome here, like most places. But despite being very liberal progressive, I feel like I find it odd to date, or I still feel people find it odd to date a guy like me. I will say, I went on a couple dates with a couple guys that were different, odd, quirky. Even though we didn't end up dating, I very much enjoyed the date. I still remember some of them, and I remember messaging them afterwards, like, I had a lot of fucking fun on the date with you. Like, not what I want to date in the end, but I think that's one of the fun things about dating was, like, meeting so many different interesting people and having really great conversations. And so, yeah, I mean, in the end, finding that one person that matches perfectly with you is really, really hard. But what I'm saying is the experience. So even if you go on 100 dates and, you know, nothing works out from them, it, like, still really, like, you're probably still dating. You're probably still really, really fun to have a date with. Like, I'm sure everyone still had a really good time. Yeah. I've gotten excited by pretty much anything if pants were coming up. Wait, he'd have gotten excited by pretty much anything if pants were coming off. If he had to break out a weed whacker to get to his goal, firing with that weed whacker would be Viagra. All right, fair enough. The idea of dating again terrifies me. Yeah, Kat, I can understand that. Yeah, that is funny. So Malin, post-divorce. So Malin got divorced and then met me shortly thereafter. I think it was kind of like a, fuck it, I'm divorced now. I'm just gonna fuck around and see what happens. Like, 0 effort put in, and then he met me on his second date ever. So that guy did not date a lot. And yeah, I think the whole thing was terrifying. Maybe he just settled. Do you fucking think Malin settled? The first date went horrible. Second date was me. He's like, that one, just take that one. I don't want to do this shit anymore. And he just settled for me. I wonder if that's what happened 10 years later. But yeah, Malin, I told him, I was like, if I die, are you gonna be okay? Like, are you gonna move on? And I told him, if I pass away, please feel free to move on and date someone else. Live your life, be happy. Ghost of Kathy will support you if you need to move on. And he said, fuck that shit. If you pass away, I'm not ever fucking dating again. He's like, no. He's absolutely terrified of the prospect of ever having to go through that shit again. He barely survived the last round, and he's like, no, not doing that shit again. So apparently if I pass away, y'alls are in charge of Malin because he's, like, fucked. Yeah. He's just gonna be celibate asshole for the rest of his life if anything happens to me. What's up, Somali? How are you? I'm Korean. Everything makes me bloated. Yep, sounds like mom too. Hi, Somali. Welcome in. How are you? Can't believe it's already Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. It is. I remember viewing the AFK Kitchen during last AAPI Heritage Month. Time flies. We've been doing a lot of Asian food. 10 days into the month? And we will continue to do Asian food for the rest of the month. A lot of Korean, a little bit of Japanese, a lot of Southeast Asian. That's just what we do. And a little bit of Chinese, though I leave the Chinese cooking up to Crystal because she's better at it. But welcome in, Smalley. How are you? I keep thinking it's the weekend. It's not the weekend. It's not. It's fucking Tuesday. Also, whisk before adding to salad. Okay, it is 1/4 cup neutral oil, rice wine vinegar.